Oh. The show where I do the dishes and talk to you guys while I'm doing the dishes, and that's how we get it done. So if there's the sound of dishes being done, well, that's just part of the fun. That's our tagline. I know we're at episode 73 now, and what you're thinking is, are we going to talk about natural soaps for another 20 minutes again, Kevin? No, I'm using Mrs. Meyer's, and no, I'm not getting paid by Mrs. Meyer herself or actually anyone from the business. I'm just doing the dishes because I have to. My wife is taking a class at night, and then she's working during the day in customer service, which is hell. Oh, God. I'm so grateful that she's not a slave. That's because imagine if that was your job for the rest of your life and somebody also owned you. Anyway, this is the kind of things I think about when I'm doing the dishes. Usually my best thoughts actually are during, at any time when water is being copiously wasted. But I'm not wasting it now. I'm using it to keep clean and sanitize all of our kitchen and culinary accoutrements. You're not gonna hear that word on a lot of dishes shows. I know there's a lot of competitors out there. You know what? Dave's Dishes? Get the freak out of town. Do your dishes on your own time, man. This is my corner. This is my spot now. I'm the dishes guy. Okay? I own this space. I know there's a lot of dishwashers in a lot of restaurants. A lot of people are like, well, I'm a professional. You know what? I'm an entertainment professional. And I'm informational. Like this guy. You see this? Yeah. Teapot. You get that on Amazon. It's it's backwards. You have to read it this way. Tea Bloom is what it's called. It's great if you have loose leaf teas, and you could just brew a huge pot of this. Look at that. Check out the size of that pot, and it's clean. You want to brew it clean. I brew a big pot of tea, and then I put it in this. This is a thermos, so the tea is scalding hot. By the time you drink it, you leave the lid on. That's how it's designed. You want that tea to be scalding hot, and you... and that keeps the day exciting. Excitement is what I'm all about in this isolation. Coronavirus is ripping across the world now. The United States is the leader as far as I know in terms of infections, and I think Italy's, I don't know. It's a dark and sad time, and please wash your hands for as long as this podcast takes, and then you'll know they're clean. If they start to bleed, that's when you stop. Or do it for 20 seconds. I heard an old story about a great joke by T.J. Miller about how he used to sing Happy Birthday when he washed his hands. And that joke is, you can't own that anymore, right? Like, you tell one joke about how you were singing Happy Birthday to yourself in a truck stop bathroom, and some guy saw it and he was like, oh, gee, this guy. And that's his joke. It's not mine. And then basically the entire world just swooped in and took the premise, and they're just like, yeah, well, that's my life too, and not that unique of a thought. But I have to say that I'm proud of myself, because once I heard about that joke, I started singing Happy Birthday to myself for about a month this year, and I actually sang it on my birthday, January 27th. I was singing it at my day gig at a sink in the office. It's like the sinks are outside the bathroom, so everyone's walking by, and I'm just, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. You guys know the song, I don't have the rights to it. The sad thing was that a buddy from work walked by and was like, "Oh, hey, happy birthday." Yeah, caught me at my own game. And I didn't even realize I was singing it on my birthday. Like, it hadn't even, I was so inculcated in doing it. I was so used to doing it that at that point. And then this happened, and I'm like, hey, I'm ahead of the game. God dang it. Damn it! Oh! It's important to express your anger without destroying the sink or the dishes. That means you're not doing the dishes, you're destroying the dishes, which is that's a different podcast that I do at night. By night, I mean 2 a.m. And it's part of the reason why we don't have any matching bowls left. So, I'm not even gonna try. It's like, if you try to hang this thing on a screw with 3 other things already hanging on it and it doesn't work, what the heck are you doing with your life? There's always something else. That's the thing about dishes. You turn around, you're like, oh, I don't know, has this can been washed? There's many theories on dishes. Like, some people say what you gotta do is you gotta fill the sink with warm soapy water, and then you just suds everything up, and then you drain it, rinse everything at once. That's I guess what you would call the assembly line style, where you do everything one step of the process, then you move to the next. You don't, suds, then rinse, then put away. And because that's like, what are you trying to do? Turn back the clock on centuries of innovation and industrial genius from, Tom Ford and the invention of the factory, and which everyone wants to work in a factory now. So why would you want to let go of that? I don't know. I heard a smart person say that she did that. So, would you guys say that doing the dishes also entails cleaning the countertops? Because I think it does. I mean, that's like a full kitchen cleanup, but I really wasn't planning on taking this podcast to that level. So I guess definitely message me if you have any questions, if you have any dish things that you want to discuss, or topics you want to dish on. Yes, yeah. Oh, gosh. I think I'm done. Oh, wait. You're never done when it comes to dishes. So if you got some dishes, join me. Let's do them together, okay? It's time. I am now cleaning out the coffee. Now, usually I would put the coffee grounds in the compost. In fact, why usually? I'm going to do it now. Just hang in there. I'll be right back. Still here, guys. Haven't left. I'm yelling even though the sound is going directly to my earbuds. Now, inevitably what's going to happen is you're going to hit this point where you're doing the dishes and one of your earbuds goes loose and you start to freak out. Like, what if I drop the earbud into a can of curried lentil soup whatever, it's an empty can, but it doesn't matter. You just got to reposition it, tighten it up, apply silicone gel so they're sealed into the ear, because that's the safe way. Otherwise, you might lose one. Especially with all the activity that we're doing indoors. Make sure you've got good house shoes on. You want to have some traction. I like to have a padded mat that I stand on. It's like a rubber mat. I'll put a link in the bio. That way it just takes a little bit of the pressure off your knees, off your feet, off the metatarsals, which are the bones that connect to your toes. I only know that word because I broke my toe skateboarding when I was a senior in high school. I was actually a super senior. Is that after you graduate, or is that if you didn't graduate? This is a French press that I'm washing. You guys can't see it. I mean, you can't see anything that I'm washing because that's private. You can assume it's all dildos or whatever. But this is actually a French press, believe me when I say that. And what you got to do is you got to unscrew this part. This is, I call this the tang. It's not what it is, but I call it the tang. And then you got to clean up your Frisbees, right? You got your 3 Frisbees that come with every French press. This one is looking pretty ragged. It's pretty dog-eyed, nasty. Been around the block, been sleeping with infected-looking homeless prostitutes and individuals who are really down on their luck and probably suffering from mental illness and don't really have anywhere to turn. And they're just like, damn it! And it's always that one where you get a wire sticks you and then you're like, I got Hep C again. Anyway, which is probably why I haven't really vigorously cleaned that part of the coffee, and that is a critical part of the coffee making device. So the entire system is falling apart. I think I could go at this for about an hour. I don't know what it is about running water and me, and if you could call this creativity, I would. It's really my wheelhouse. I am having an issue where the coffee grounds are getting pushed around. This thing is getting, it's a real sad Frisbee. Not even a Frisbee, it's really just a retired discus at this point. Okay. Discus, it does kind of sound like an insult for a regular disc, calling it like, you silly discus. Get your act together and fly right. Straighten out your flight path and disc right, discus. Little discus with his friends. Hang out with his Frisbee friends. Hey, little discus, little dingus discus. The brand of this French press is, you can't, it's Sakura. I don't know if you can even read it, but it's basically it's a Sakura. I think that means security in Latin. It's like a real security. Someone breaks into your kitchen, you just bam, get them right in the forehead with this thing, and then you're Sakura, you're safe. Safe in Sakura. All right, now I'm getting a peak. I gotta turn this water off, it's dangerous. I got peak dish packing. There's really not a lot of room. Oh, here we go. It's probably not a safe place to put it, but it's done. Now, a couple important phases of wrapping up the kitchen. Now, I need to sanitize this whole kitchen. And all that we have that's sterile right now is a 7-gallon jug of my urine. So I don't think I'm allowed to show that on Instagram, so I'm not going to show that part of it, but I am going to clean this stove top and this countertop, and then I'm going to tape this area up to demarcate which is the clean area, which is the dirty area, because when we bring in food, we haven't really done that correctly, and it's just getting put all willy-nilly. So, wow, 15 minutes. That is like, I think that's the best time I've ever had in trying to run the mile, is 15 minutes. And it's not surprising. No, I've done better than that, maybe. It's 14:45. So, till next time, thanks for doing the dishes with me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.